Okay, good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday, Megan.
Good morning. Yeah, it is Tuesday.
It's funny because this morning I woke up, I'm like, what day is it? It felt like it was a Wednesday, but it is a Tuesday. Yesterday
Oh,
was
I
a
was totally out of whack last week. That was miserable.
yeah, it was a rough week. But today's a new week, and we are on fire with doing our lives. And we're going to talk today about should you find yourself in a fabulous position of having a windfall of money. I'm not sure when that always doesn't happen that often, but when it does, you should have a plan for it, correct?
Yes, absolutely. And your plan is going to shift and it's going to change, and especially as you get closer and closer to that money actually being in your bank account, you're going to get new ideas and new, ooh, I should do this or the, and there's going to be might be a little bit of panic that sets in, but it's better to have a plan ahead of time rather than a whole bunch of ideas and not doing the math and thinking that you can do all of it and then figuring out you don't have enough. You can only do some of it, but it's too late because you already blew it on something else. And you're like,
Okay, that was a lot. So, in other words, keeping your brain focused on what your goal for the extra money may be, right? So, let's
yes.
talk about what are some examples of a windfall of money, right? It might not be like a windfall like $100,000, but it could be a windfall to each individual person. Could be 1,000,
Yeah.
could be 10,000, could be more.
Yeah. It might be a massive tax rebate. All right. There's some weird tax rebates coming through in 2020 and 2021. I've got one client in particular is getting $250,000 tax refund.
I wish
You
that was
know,
me.
it's not small. You might have a one-off project or the type of project you always want to have coming in your business, but it's just a really nice, big project with a whole lot of margin in it that all of a sudden this is bigger than anything you've ever experienced before, right? It could
Yes.
be sell a business and
Yeah.
you have a windfall of money sitting there looking you going, what now?
What
Might be
now?
a lawsuit. You don't know. There's so many
Spend
different
me.
ways.
All right, so let's talk about it. You get a windfall of money, no matter what amount it is, a windfall to you, whatever that means to you. How do you plan? Do you plan in advance for the windfall? Like, the law of attraction, like this windfall is going to come and this is what I'm going to spend it on?
I actually have, I have, I have in a spreadsheet for that. I have a spreadsheet of all of my wishes and dreams and, ooh, I'd like to do this. And they're actually in order of importance, like
Yes.
new kitchen, replace the lawnmower, retirement, student loans, all of these things and how much in what order, whether they're dreams or debts or whatever it is, and what the priority is to me in the order of accumulating, paying off, experiencing, investing, whatever it may be. Right. So
Okay.
that's just a general like list that I have that has nothing to do with a specific event. But when I see a specific event coming on the horizon, that's when I start planning. And the first thing I do when I get an amount, like how much of that doesn't belong to me, right? First thing, I don't want to be getting, I'm going to use the lottery. I'm gonna win $100,000 in the lottery. I'm gonna go cash in this ticket that I have. Well, that whole 100,000 doesn't belong to me, does it?
Right.
Right? 33% off the top. I call my tax guy. Okay, how much of this can I expect to pay back? Okay, I'm not getting $100,000. I'm getting $65,000. Okay, now I can start planning. Is tithing 10% of that important to me? That
Right.
better come off the top real quick too, because I'll tell you what, if you put that tithing last, it's not going to happen.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So now whatever is left over, let's say $60,000 is left over. I have my priorities. Is it like I go to my list and I pick out, okay, I want that dead and gone. I never want to see it again. So that one's going to go. I have some major home repairs that I've been pushing off that needs to be taken care of. Like it's not the fun stuff, but it's the stuff that's really going to give me peace of mind. And then we can get to the fun stuff. And my fun stuff list is about this long. Take my girls to go see a show in New York? Do I want to go on a vacation? Do I want, what do I want to do with it? Do I want to invest some? Do I want to put some back? Is there something that I'm looking forward to in my business of investing, of doing there, right? So I get like a wish list together. Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, for a lot of business owners, it's for me, and I know some designers interior designers are going through this now. Like, I want to go to High Point, but do I spend the money, right? Like, maybe going to High Point one year is on your list, and you're waiting for that windfall, and that's the first thing you're going to check off is putting some of that money aside and saving it for the next High Point market or any type of designer market. For me, it's big coaching seminars, 3 and 4 days long retreats of some kind. Like, do I want to go? You love that. I know you love retreats. I'm not a huge retreat person, but for me, it was my car. My car was on I want to buy that car that I bought for 2 years. I've been looking to buy that car, and I finally accumulated enough to put a down payment on it and felt comfortable enough that I'd be able to make the payments, right? So whatever your priority is, list them out. So when you do have that windfall, you can look, do I need to pay off some debt? Do I need to put away for retirement because I'm not going to be able to retire as soon as I want to? And what's it? Reinvesting in your business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing about reinvesting. Let's take a look at the word investing. When we are investing, we are expecting a return. And I know I have harped on this 100 times before. I'm going to continue harping on it. But investing insinuates that there is going to be a return, right? We want, like, my retreats, I might call it investing in myself, but let's be real. I'm not like getting there to get clients. I'm not going there to improve profitability. I'm going there for me, right? Okay. So like investments, is there a particular hire or particular new revenue stream that you want to build up? The point being that you're getting something back and calculating that return. So, and I want you to compare it to your goals, right? Like, you got into business to achieve some sort of goal. If that's a monetary goal and that money is sitting in front of you, is it better for you to take that money and protect it as if it is something that you have already earned out of your business? Or is it something that you want to put in order to get more out? If that's the case, how much and when are you expecting to get back? Because I see this so many times. People get a windfall, they pour it into their business, and then a few months later, their business is back to normal. Right where it was, that money's gone. And so they didn't protect their goals, their original goal of what that money was supposed to do for themselves. When they had it in their hand, their hot little hand, they could have protected it and gotten them towards the personal goal. But instead, it gets put back in reinvested in the business, and then back.
Because listen, here's the bottom line. As you're talking, I'm thinking of like, okay, yeah, we're investing right now in focusing on my YouTube channel. 2022 is going to be all about YouTube, right? We're investing a ton of time and money into getting that program. But when am I getting my money back? I can project with you and with my business managers, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't know for sure. So it's still a risk.
Yeah, totally. It's totally a risk. And so, I mean, well, we could talk about investments. Like, this could be a whole
we should
series.
Do that, actually, because investing and how do you analyze when you're like, some people are running Facebook ads. I think as a designer, running a Facebook ad rarely reaps the benefits of how much you're paying Facebook and Instagram. But maybe some designers are having success with it. So then it sucks in other designers or other business owners to put in Facebook ads. And now a month later, they realized, oh my God, that investment was not a good one.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. But when you're investing, I mean, okay, we could talk about investing. Let's talk about investing. So investing in your business, like, part of it is the experiment of it. Like, I love novelty and I love experimentation. I go into it knowing full well that this $5,000 might not come to any fruition. But for me, the fun of the experiment is worth it. And I might learn something really great that I'm going to benefit with my clients. Okay. I mean, Oh man, we're going down a rabbit hole. We're like going to go down a rabbit hole here.
I won't let us go down a rabbit hole, I promise.
Right. But if you're like putting $5,000 into an investment with the hopes of getting $10,000 out in the next 6 months, great. So you're spending 5, getting 5, getting 10, right? You're doubling your money in 6 months. But if it's going to be hell and the probability of that outcome is low and you're going to hate it in the process, is it really worth that $5,000? Maybe that's better just put over here in a money market fund or a 6% pegged to the market type account.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, what is your money doing for you?
Yeah, this is a huge topic. I'm holding back. It's a huge topic. I'm holding back a million things because there's a couple of things that I want to say. First of all, it is investing in your business. You got to spend money to make money very often, and experimenting with that with a percentage of your windfall could be a smart move. So if you get a windfall of $10,000, let's say 5,000, whatever it is, let's use 10. You can say, you know what, I'm going to use 5,000 and see how far it'll take me doing this initiative that I've been dying to do because it looks like it's so successful for everyone else. But also understand that, watch it carefully. When I run Facebook ads, Kim and I are talking every day. How's it doing? Do we pivot this? And then I'm like, you know what? Pull the plug. It's sucking wind right now. We don't want to keep doing this, right? We're always in touch. So don't just throw your money at something without really monitoring the numbers and understanding if it's working for you, getting you the goal you want. And don't.
What it comes down to is don't look at it in a silo of, I have these funds, I can put it all back in my business. I need you to look at it in the perspective of everything that is on your list and the relationship of personal versus business versus family, all of these things in perspective of, what is the opportunity cost of me using this money to do this instead? If you have your list, you can see the opportunity cost. You can see what you're giving up in order to do something else with this money.
Okay. I'd love to know from people who are watching, if you got a windfall of money, let's call it $10,000, not $100,000. What would you do with it, right? Whether you're watching live or on replay, I'd love to see what people say. What would you do with it? Like, for me, I know that I would take half if it was a real true windfall, something that I didn't expect and something just really took off, or a tax refund, or like you said, I sell a piece of the business, whatever. I would take half of it and invest it in some business building venture, either hiring someone new that I feel could take me to the next level, hiring a coach that I wanted to, someone saying, here, secure retirement. That's a great one, right? Put extra money toward your retirement, work with your financial advisor. That's the stuff that we let money sit in our business bank accounts. One of my clients yesterday, they have so much money in their bank account. I'm like, we have to do something with this money.
Yeah.
Like, this is not making you money sitting here, because they've been working with me for a long time, and literally, talk about a windfall. It's like crazy amount of money sitting in the bank account. Like, okay, do you have a financial advisor? Let's talk about your retirement. Let's talk about a new hire. Let's talk about a new office because you're squished, right? Like, different things that we've been waiting to invest that money in, and then deciding what the smartest investment is.
Yeah. Yeah. So if your retirement accounts are getting like 8 to 10% returns, maybe, and that's ultimately your goal. Sometimes we get so micro, what is that? When we don't look at the big picture, we're looking at this one thing.
Right.
We forget that our goal is retirement.
Looking at the macro, right?
Yeah. We forget that the goal is retirement, and we're looking at what our avenue is to the retirement. Oh, it's always been the business, so I'm going to invest more in the business. Well, hang on. You just put more in retirement.
Right. But there's so many factors to this, which is why if someone is struggling with and listen, a good problem to have. You have extra money and you don't know what to do with it, right? Reach out to Megan, reach out to me. We'll help you. Because the first thing I try to do is say, how many months worth of expenses do you have sitting?
Safety
blanket, right? We can't just spend everything. We got to go, okay, if our monthly expenses are $5,000 a month and I want to have a 6 month cushion in my business account, let's secure that money. And then what do you have over and above that? right? So you have to talk about
Yep.
everything related to the money, not just like in these Money Talk Tuesdays, we are kind of taking little snippets of a much bigger picture that you really have to look at closely before you just spend it.
Yeah.
Don't just spend. You know, every little thing, every habit, every decision you make with your money every day in your business and in your personal life really adds up.
Mm-hmm.
Really adds up, right? If you put $1,
Intentionality is 90% of the battle.
what is it?
Being intentional. Intentionality, is that even a word?
I don't
Intentionality.
know, but it sounds good. And it's true. It actually, I'm rereading the book. What am I rereading? The Power of Focus or Habits or something. It's like, it's true. And that's everything they talk about when it comes to your productivity, your focus, your lifestyle, your personal health, your business health. Everything you do with intention is going to reap you so much more benefit than just doing random, I'm going to do this. I'm going to try this next. Oh, look at that. Looks really good. I have one client who left me a message the other day. She's in my membership site. And she's like, she leaves me this long message. Oh my God, we are going through every single module and we have this list and we're starting to implement already and the changes are incredible. And I'm like, yay, someone who's actually in the membership site, not just buying it as a whim, and then letting it sit on the shelf and not doing it, which I've done many times. I'm guilty of the same thing, right? She's actually, her and her staff are going through every module and she's blown away by how many changes she's already made. She's been there literally a week,
That's
right?
awesome.
Right? That's what I'm saying,
awesome.
because the intention, like if I'm going to go into a training program, if I'm going to buy a coaching program, if I'm going to work with a coach, work with a CFO, I actually want to invest my money and do what they say, or implement what they're suggesting so that I can get to that next level. So everything you buy, everything you do, every place you put this windfall of money, we're basically saying, think it through. Do you have any debt? Do you have enough retirement? And what was the other one? Right. Are you protecting or reinvesting in your business of things that could make you more money going forward? Those are the three big categories that you want to look at first when you get a windfall.
Yeah. And save
All
a little
right,
bit to blow because that's just fun.
and a little fun money also.
Yeah.
You know what? If you are struggling with having a windfall of money, which is a good struggle, reach out to Megan and say, can you help me go over my numbers and see where it would be best to spend my money? Because I had a financial event. Like, that is a great thing. Tell them how to reach out to you.
Yeah, come on over to megandolly.com and you can make an appointment with me and we can chat. So megandolly.com.
And my superpower is making sure you have that windfall of money so that you get to talk to Megan about what you're going to do with the money, right? That's what I get you to, making sure you're getting enough business that you're getting that windfall. So, all right. Thank you, Megan, for being here. Happy Tuesday, everyone. I hope you have a great, profitable windfall of a day, because we all deserve that. We all work hard, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye.